Hello everyone, I am Anuja Shrivastava and now I am going to carry forward the rest of the topic in class 8 biology. So in previous video I told you about the control and coordination and how body going to control and coordinate the things inside the body, and today I am going to just start the topic part of nervous system, because previously I already taught you about the nervous system, parts of nervous system. So human nervous system has three different parts. That means हमारा जो complete nervous system होता है, it is having three part, and first part is known as the CNS, the full form of this central nervous system. Then after PNS, which is peripheral nervous system. And then after ANS, which is autonomic nervous system. And I am going to teach you all these three nervous system in proper way. So just start the first type of nervous system, that is the central nervous system. As it is the central nervous system, that means it is a main nervous system and it is going to control and coordinate maximum thing inside the body. And this central nervous system, so the brain and the spinal cord completely make up the central nervous system. Brain and spinal cord. So as I told you, brain and spinal cord together make up the central nervous system, and they are connected through the various parts of body through the nerves. That means brain and spinal cord is completely going to form the central nervous system. And brain and spinal cord, how they are connected with the different parts of body? They are connected to the different parts of body through the nerves. And what are nerves? That means nerves is something very important. So if I am going to tell you about the nerves, so nerves is a bundles of axons. What are nerves now? So nerves are the bundle of axons and they transmits the message. That means क्या करेंगे? It provides the pathway to the nerves. So that means you have to study about brain and spinal cord in the central nervous system. So let's start the first part, that is the brain. Now I know that brain it is the complete control and coordinate center of our body. It is very important, and brain, it is muscular part of our body which is protected by a skull. That means brain is protected by a bony covering called a skull, and it is also covered with the three layers of covering. It is covered with three layers which is known as meninges. So how the brain is protected? Brain is protected by the bony covering called skull, and it is also covered by three layers called meninges, and within these meninges one fluid is filled, that is known as the cerebrospinal fluid. दैट मीन्स कि जो मेनिंजेस जो लेयर्स होती हैं जिनसे कवर होता है ब्रेन, उनके बीच में एक सेरेब्रोस्पाइनल फ्लूइड कवर लिक्विड फिल्ड होता है विच हेल्प्स द ब्रेन फ्रॉम द मैकेनिकल इंजरी, ट्रॉमा एंड एनी टाइप ऑफ मैकेनिकल शॉक. Now the brain it is also having the three part. What are the three part? Cerebrum, cerebellum and medulla. That means brain is also furtherly have three parts: cerebrum, cerebellum and the medulla. So first cerebrum. Now cerebrum, it is the main part of brain, it is the largest part of brain, and this brain cerebrum, it consists of ridges and furrows. You have seen the structure of brain, they are having this types of ridges and furrows. उनके अंदर कुछ caves गड्ढे टाइप के होते हैं और ऊपर से they are known as the ridges and furrows. And why these ridges and furrows are there? Because to accommodate the maximum place for the neuron. जितनी ज़्यादा उनके अंदर ridges and furrows होंगे उतने ही ज़्यादा वो क्या करेंगे, न्यूरॉन को accommodate कर पाएंगे and they are going to increase the mental capacity of the brain. जितनी ज़्यादा न्यूरॉन होंगी उतना ही तेज़ी से क्या होगा, ट्रांसफ़र होगा मैसेज और उनकी क्या होगी, कैपेबिलिटी इंक्रीज होगी. Now if we are going to discuss about the function of the cerebrum, so cerebrum is the site of very important function. Just it is a site of memory, speech, then smell, thought, vision or sight. That means these are the functions which are controlled by the cerebrum. Now the second part of the brain, that is the cerebellum. So cerebellum, it is the second largest part of the brain and it is just going to locate at the back of the cerebrum, under the cerebrum. That means cerebellum क्या होता है, under the cerebrum back side पे present होता है. And what is the function of cerebellum? As I told you, it is the second largest part. That means the first largest part is the cerebrum. So it maintains the body balance, as well as and coordinate muscular activity. Okay, now the third part of the brain is medulla oblongata. This is also known as brain stem because it is the lowest part of the brain and the cerebellum is extended and form the medulla oblongata. And the function of medulla oblongata, it is also very important because it controls the involuntary action. It controls involuntary actions. और कहाँ के कंट्रोल करते हैं, इट कंट्रोल्स इनवॉल्वेंट्री एक्शंस ऑफ इंटरनल ऑर्गन्स. Just like breathing, peristalsis, digestion, extrusion, these types of work are controlled by the medulla oblongata. Now the next part of the central nervous system is the spinal cord. Now this is spinal cord. This is also a very important part, and it is a tubular structure which is again protected by the bony covering called the vertebral column. Previously the bony covering was there in the brain, which is known as the skull, and it is protected by the bony covering called vertebral column. Now just like the brain, it is also covered by the 3 layer of meninges, and between them the cerebrospinal fluid is also present. Now each vertebral columns are arranged 1 to 1 and they are going to form a tubular structure. Now what is the function of spinal cord if we are going to discuss? So spinal cord, it plays a very important role because it transmits the sensory impulse. That means जो impulse sense organ से आ रही हैं, it transmit the sensory impulse from body organ to the brain, and it also transmit the motor impulses. That means जो brain से conduct होने, it also transmit the motor impulses from brain to the effector organ or to the muscular organ. And one more important function which are performed by the spinal cord, that is, it also controls the reflex action, and that I will tell you later on in the next video. Now the second part of the nervous system, which is the peripheral nervous system. Now this peripheral nervous system, it consists of nerves that are originated from the brain and the spinal cord. That means this nervous system is completely related with the nerves, and the first nerves is the cranial nerves. So cranial nerves क्या होती हैं? Nerves originate from brain. Okay. Now there is 12 pair of cranial nerves in our body. Now they are having sensory and motor nerve. That means ये cranial nerves क्या करती हैं? It transmit the both sensory as well as the motor impulses. Okay. Now the second type of nerves are there, that is known as the spinal nerves. Now it is again clear from the name, that means nerves originate from spinal cord. It is 31 pair, and cranial nerves are mixed nerves. Okay, that means you can see the difference clearly between the cranial nerves and the spinal nerves. So this is all about the today's topic. Rest of the topic I will discuss in the next video. Till then, bye bye. Thank you.